Okay, so the next step is we take some tracing paper and we trace over our image. Okay, so the next step is we have the tracing paper and we're going to take our board. And we're going to put the tracing paper upside down on the board. Okay. And we're going to trace over it. Okay, so you can see that when we've removed the tracing paper, the image is now left onto the cardboard. So we're going to take the glue. Now if you look here, that's too thin, it's not going to create a raised effect, so we need to just go back over that part. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the next part is to go back and just check if there's any bits that are too thin, like these parts, that are not going to work. So I'm going to go back, oh, and I've forgotten some bits, so I just go back over those, making sure that they're thick enough to create a texture. Okay, and that's as far as we can get for now, until it is dry. Okay, so now the next step is to plan where we want to put the texture and the sizes. So we're going to trace it into our sketchbooks again. Okay, so now we're going to plan where we want some different types of textures. So I am going to think about putting some texture on here. I think I quite like some lines type texture. Maybe in this one as well. I've got the textures on here. Now I'm going to add, I think, just a little bit of yeah, not too much texture. I quite like the idea of maybe I'm going to add some texture in here too. And perhaps some in here. Okay, so hopefully these will be my areas that are relief. Okay, so now I'm going to plan out where the texture is going to go. So I've got this texture board, so I'm going to flip it over so I can see. Now I wanted some textures here. So I've got it like this. Now remember, it's upside down, so I'm going to have to flip my tracing paper so I can get the texture the right shape. Now I wanted it to come all the way up around this leaf. So I'm going to draw on the outside of this leaf. Just that shape. Okay. So I should have that shape again there. We can just go over it a bit darker if we need to. And that is going to help us with our cutting line. Okay? So now remember, it's got to be the reverse because we're going to flip it over to create this. We're going to just cut it along the line. Now remember, I don't want that leaf in that, so I'm going to cut out the leaf. Okay, so here, when we flip it, it should fit in that space. Okay, do you see? So now I've got to do the same for this part. So I'm going to choose, there is my image. I want this petal, but I need to have it reversed, so I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to find a space to use the best amount of, to use the cardboard to the best without actually wasting as much at all. So let's see if I can work out the best way to do that. Maybe that's the best way. So we've got to the edge of the cardboard. Yeah, okay. Let me flip and we go. Okay. Now if you remembered, I'd flipped my tracing paper so that it is reversed, so that when I cut it out, I can turn it over and I have the correct side for this. So let's have a look at that. Just cut along there. Oh, there we go, cutting. Right, and then you see, so they all fit in the right size. Now obviously I'm not going to glue them on this paper. Once my glue board, cardboard with the glue on is dry, I will stick these into those places.